From the storefront of the DJC Collectibles studio, I'm Midwest professional wrestling legend Gage Octane. And now, here's a guy who's never met a toy he didn't want, Kyle Peterson.
What is up, everybody? Kyle here, back for episode number 49 of the Kyle Peterson Show. And as usual, got my co-host here, a girl that knows a true pirate gives up her booty. Angie, say hello.
I'm always giving up that booty.
Always giving it up. Angie is here today, and Angie's got a busy night tonight. She's got that wet t-shirt contest, as we see. She's going straight from the podcast to that. But Angie, you're doing
Just
good.
you with the hose.
Just me with the hose. It's a great show, though. It's a great show, but it's well to go. Maybe summertime Patreon video, maybe something like that. But Angie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So you're a little tired today. And we're filming this on a Sunday. Usually we film this like Thursday late afternoon, Thursday evening, but we have been delayed this week because it was our daughter's birthday, Angie. Were you familiar with our daughter? Yep. How old?
I've met her.
How old is she?
15.
15. So we had to get ready because her birthday was when we were filming. So we had a birthday party. We went to Texas Roadhouse. We ate like old people. We got there before 5 o'clock.
That's the way to go.
It's the way to go. And you get that old people special.
Early bird.
Yep. So you guys got some cheap steak because it was nice. So, and we just went there a week before for Valentine's Day. We basically got the same meals.
Apparently that's like our favorite place to eat.
And I hate Texas Roadhouse. Like I'll eat it, but apparently you guys all love it. But by going before 5 o'clock, we saved $20. Got to get a deal. That's the way to go. It's a game of minutes and it's a game of inches, as Angie knows. And so we did do that. So we went to Texas Roadhouse twice in a week. Can you believe that?
Crazy.
Unbelievable. But we went over there for Elle's party. We had the family party. My parents came over, did that whole thing, opened presents. You got an ice cream cake. Oh, just
DQ,
really,
baby. DQ.
Really living large with that ice cream cake. So it was Elle's 15th birthday. And then Friday we couldn't because after work and after school, all the kids came over, all of Elle's friends, and they had a big slumber party. They went to the trampoline park. And then Angie took them all to Chick-fil-A for a fabulous dinner.
It's so fancy.
So fancy. And then that night, you and I went to a somewhat fancy dinner. We talked about that on weekly purchases this week. So if you're watching my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe. Check that out. So we did that whole thing there. So it was a wild time, Angie. It was a wild time. And then Saturday got away from us. There was the Elimination Chamber. I watched that. We ordered a pizza. It's been riveting here the last couple of days, let me tell you. So now here we are on Sunday. Got to get this podcast knocked out. We're almost to a full year anniversary of this podcast, Angie.
That's crazy.
This is episode number 49. We got 3 more to go to hit a year of the podcast. So we had to get this one in, and it drops on Tuesday, of course. And we got to edit it and do all that kind of stuff. And let me tell you, there's a lot of editing to do. Let me tell you. So there we are. But Angie, first, before we get too deep into it here today, we got to do the giveaway that's going on. March is a new month on my Patreon. So if you're a Patreon member, check it out. Giving away a little McFarlane Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles this month. So check that out over there on the Patreon. Subscribe to the Patreon. You get early access to this very YouTube channel, every video we do, and this podcast, all kinds of stuff. And best of all, best way to support the channel, as you guys know, buys Angie those Texas Roadhouse dinners. Let me tell you. But the giveaway this month, like I said, is the McFarlane Turtles. February giveaway, there'll be a Patreon special episode up. Maybe by the time you're already watching this, as this is going here. But in a plot twist, Angie, March is a big month, as we were talking about. There's a lot going on with the channels and everything. So let me just run this down for you here. 6 years ago in March, I started my traditional YouTube channel. 2 years ago or so in March, I started my second YouTube channel. 2 years ago, for March 1st, I dropped my book, The Complete Guide to the Jakks Class Superstars series, by yours truly. Check out that book, Amazon, Barnes & Noble. So it's the 2-year anniversary of that book. Last year was the ECW Original San Francisco Toy Makers book. I dropped that a year ago, so we're at the 1-year anniversary of that. And then we're at the 1-year anniversary of the podcast this month. So March is a big anniversary for the channel. I was hoping to hit 60,000 YouTube subscribers for the 6-year anniversary. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen, Angie.
Oh, no.
I think I'm at like 56 or something like that. So I don't think in the next 3.5 weeks I'm going to get 4,000 subscribers. It is what it is. So unfortunately, you just can't hit all your goals. That's the thing. You set your goals, but if you hit them all, then you're like, what am I doing here? So you got to miss one every once in a while. But that was the goal. Maybe next year for the 7th anniversary, I can hit 70,000. I don't know if that's going to be possible either, but you know, it's fun to pretend. It's fun to have ideas out there. But in a plot twist, Angie, I did talk about this book, The Complete Guide to the ECW Original San Francisco Toy Makers, softcover edition. I am going to give away one of these right here to one of you. All you got to do is drop a line in the comments of the YouTube video. Just put a comment in there, a question for the question of the week, of course. Whatever you want to do, you put your name in there. We will pick a winner next week, and I will send this book out free of charge to somebody. So you just got to leave a comment in the YouTube. Or if you don't have YouTube, you're listening to audio. Uh-oh. Got the cough. It's going on a month later. We're going to have to get back to that cough.
It's more than that.
Oh, my
I was
gosh.
thinking more Christmas.
You're not drinking enough of that special elixir I've been making for you. But if you leave a comment, you will be entered. Or if you're listening on the audio podcast, you don't have YouTube, whatever it may be, send an email to the KylePetersonShow@gmail.com, and you could be entered in for your chance for that book. And we're going to have more giveaways between my YouTube channel, the podcast, Patreon, you name it, around all these celebrations here in March. So have I said enough about all this?
Good Lord.
Have I said
Good
enough?
Lord.
Have I said enough? I know I'm taking all the stuff you wanted to talk about. You wanted to do that whole pitch, but I just got on a roll, so don't fault me for that. Don't fault me for that. So we're going to carry on here with a little bit more housekeeping because we got a lot of stuff to get to here. We're going to reenact the day of our daughter's birth on this episode here. So we're going to talk about that as well.
But not really.
But not really. Well, yeah,
my
not
legs,
really.
Not my legs in stirrups.
We're going to do it. We're going to get you up there and ready to go. So we're going to do that. We got some try new foods, and we're going to try multiple foods this week here. We got a special deeper dive, which we did a similar one a year ago, so we're going to do that again. But before we get there, people are sending me mails. They're sending me email. They're putting in the comments. Kyle, what's new in the Fulci movies this week? What have you been watching for Fulci? And I said after last week, I got to get around to these Fulcis. And I started hard and I partied hard. And I watched 2 Fulci movies this week and a bonus movie this week. And I did a twofer on like late Saturday night. Angie was sound asleep and I got like 3 hours of Fulci in. And I wish I had that time back. But we're going to get into it. We're going to go to the first one I watched was a movie called Touch of Death. You know about the death touch, Angie.
You got a touch of death from watching it.
I really did. So this was apparently made in Italy, like a lot of Fulci movies, of course. He is from Italy. But this is for like TV. And TV in Italy, if you're from Italy, you're probably aware. But
it's like a Hallmark.
Kinda, but they show like death, nudity, gore, all that kind of stuff because they don't have quite the restrictions, at least back in like 1989, that we have here in America, apparently. But this movie was called The Touch of Death, and it was about a guy, and it was actually, I wrote the guy's name down. Brett Halsey was his name, and he's in a lot of Fulci movies. And in a plot twist, I watched 2 Fulci movies. He was in both of them. I couldn't believe that. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? He was also in The Young and the Restless once upon a time, bringing it back to my childhood once upon a time. He played John Abbott. Oh. So long story. I looked that up. I said, this guy looks familiar. Where do I know him from? And then I was like, remembering back to my childhood once upon a time. So Touch of Death, though, is a story about a widow. You're a widow? You're a widow. What would I be? A widower? Or what is it called?
I think you're a widow regardless.
I don't know. This guy's wife died. So it was that Brett Halsey guy. His wife died, basically. And he went around and was hooking up with all these chicks. And then when he got sick of them, he would just kill them. And then he would eat them.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
He'd kill them and eat them. And then he'd also feed some to his pigs that he had living in his house here.
God.
So it was a wild scene there. So he was going around. He was whining and dining. And you know the rest of the story for all these ladies here. And there was a little of it. Unfortunately, here was where Fulci went really south in this one here, Angie. All the women were extremely ugly. Extremely ugly. And Brett Halsey, he's no Casanova himself either. So when you would see some of these scenes, you'd be like, God, these people are disgusting. I don't even like looking at them. And the all-timer one where I immediately almost turned the movie off. I almost turned the movie off as like the second lady in the movie. She was literally a bearded lady. Literally a beard. She had facial hair.
Were they all big?
Like yeah, they were bigger ladies.
That's probably why, because he wanted to eat
Because I hate
them.
bigger ladies?
No, because it's more food to eat.
No, they weren't all like that big. Nothing like that. One was, and this is the bearded lady, and it was the weirdest thing. Like, I don't know, it was so gross. Like, she had a beard. And it reminded me of the bearded woman from Big Top Pee-wee. You ever seen Big Top Pee-wee back in the day? It was like that, and they like never once said, hey, she has a beard, or hey, she has facial hair. It was just like, this is normal. And maybe that is in Italy. Are you from Italy? Or is there bearded women running around?
She has like PCOS or something.
I don't know what that is, and I don't want to know either. But it was just so disgusting. And then they showed her, and I almost turned it off. That was like worse than any kind of gore I've ever seen in any kind of movie or something. So anyways, long story short, he's working his way through all these ladies.
I don't get why he married them.
He didn't marry him.
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
No, he married his first wife, died, and then somehow he turned into a cannibal and all this thing. And then, in between killings, he would sit down and eat them, and he would watch TV, and the news would be like, there's a killer on the loose again, like a young Thin Lizzy. And it was just back and forth between that, different kills, different ladies. It was terrible. One lady he killed, put her face in the microwave, turned it on, and it blew up in the microwave. But it was sucked because it was so low rent, low quality, because it was made for TV. So it was just... It almost looked like something I would have filmed on like a VHS recorder.
It's wild, something like that can go on mainstream TV.
It was just so bad. It was, and I was like, man, am I rethinking this Fulci experiment to go through all these movies? Because we've had the highest of highs, and this has to be the lowest of lows. And after I watched it, I looked up some stuff. They said this was like his worst rated movie. So I feel a little bit better about that one there. But at the end, I guess the lady that he was trying to get with kind of figured it out. And she ended up killing him at the end of the movie. And
good for her.
that was kind of it. But I do not recommend Touch of Death. Oh, brutal. But then I followed that one up with another one from that time frame, starring Brett Halsey once again. It was a movie called...
Brett sucks.
Yeah, he's
Get
tough.
him out of there.
Yeah, it was called Demona. And it was basically about these nuns. And long story short, he's part of a Canadian archaeology team that went to Italy, which... Does Canadians have archaeology teams? Apparently they do.
It just sounds like something I'd like. I love archaeology.
You do. You love that kind of stuff. So maybe we'll watch this. But they go all the way to Italy. They're digging through this. And there was all these stories of these nuns that got all murdered. And then they reenact it. They show what happened and all this. And they dig through the ruins. And they find the spot where all the nuns were killed. And there was 5 nuns. They thought they were like witches and stuff. And they put them up on the crosses and put them on the crosses. And, they showed all that kind of stuff there.
Oh my God.
But these nuns were bad. Nuns have no fun, as the song does go. But these were like actually bad nuns. And then they were like possessing people and stuff. And then, Brett Halsey's there with this girl. It was kind of like Expedition Unknown, Expedition Truth, Destination Truth. Kind of like that. You had your Josh Gates and the girl. It was kind of like that thing going on. But the girl got put under. Like, she got under the spell and she started reenacting some of this stuff.
Anesthesia.
No, she starts killing all these people. It was just an all-timer of a terrible movie, too, and it was not very good. So it sucked that I wasted 3 hours back-to-back terrible movies. And these nuns, they were just possessing people, killing it at the end of the day. One crazy thing, though, was there was, like, this other guy and his little kid, and this little kid was getting kidnapped by, like, the possessed nuns people, and stuff. And then he got escaped, and they found his dad, and he found his dad. He's like, his dad's yelling at the little kid, and this kid's like 5 years old. And once again, in true Fulci fashion, the little kid was voiced by a lady. So that was kind of funny. But the dad's like, no, don't see this, don't watch it, because he's tied up to 2 trees and by his legs and his ankles, and he's hanging upside down. And all of a sudden, you see his body get ripped in half. So that was kind of cool. And his son was like, oh my gosh, in a lady's voice. Like, that'd be pretty traumatic if you saw your dad get ripped in half. So
this is so traumatic.
That was a wild one. So I don't recommend Demona. And then the last one, though, I said, I got to cleanse this palate a little bit. I want to watch a movie that I've always wanted to watch that I've never got around to watching. And I saw it was on Tubi, of all things, where horror truly lives on Tubi. But it was a movie called Mausoleum back from 1983. A great year. Wouldn't you recommend it? A great year. 1983, and Mausoleum was a story once again of possession. This demon gets in this housewife, and let me tell you, I'd like to get in that housewife myself as well. She did a really good job. I loved it. I already forgot her name, but she was tremendous in this movie. I loved it, and she's seducing the gardeners and stuff, and killing them, and doing all that kind of stuff, and it was one of those kind of things. And then Lawada Page or whatever, she was like the sassy girl from Sanford and Son, which Angie knows nothing about. She was actually in the movie, and she stole so many scenes in that movie with some of her jokes and things like that. So
there's some strange shit going on in this house, and I know damn well it is.
That was really good. And she went into this thing where, like, all of a sudden there's like fog throughout the hallway of the room, and all this green fog rolling out and crazy lights. And she's like, I ain't coming in here. You get all sassy. She packs her bags and gets the heck out of there. So it's very funny, but that was a nice comedic element there. But Mausoleum, a lot of people hate that movie, said it didn't go anywhere. It was financed through the mob and stuff back in the day, but it was amazing. I love some Mausoleum, so that was my kind of movie. So I cleansed my palate a little bit there from those 2 terrible Fulci movies. Oh my gosh, Fulci, what are we doing? But I got a lot of Fulci to go, and as Jerry Reed always says, yeah, exactly. I got a long way to go. So There it is. There's a little Fulci update for everybody. But Angie, now it's time to move on from this. Are you ready?
Yes.
She's ready to move on from this.
What's happening?
It's time for a deeper dive brought to you by Decade Eyewear. Save 10% with their $10 with the QR. Oh, there you go. I'm off my game today. But save $10 by scanning the QR code. We need sunglasses for summer, don't we?
Yeah.
There it is, Decade Eyewear. It's time to go a little deeper with a deeper dive. And if you remember, Angie has no idea where we're going right here, but we're gonna put her on the spot.
Oh,
but about a year ago, Angie, we did this, and we're gonna do it again, as they did announce the nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for 2026 this week.
Okay.
So we got the list of the nominees, and we're each gonna pick 5 from the nominees that we feel should go into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, good Lord.
So you ready for that? Now,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as usual, a lot of these aren't even rock and roll people. It drives me absolutely nuts, drives a lot of other people nuts. I think I understand the reasoning why they're not all rock and roll people, but it is a little bit embarrassing if you ask me. Once again, there's no Ronnie James Dio, who is an all-timer if there ever was one. Motorhead not involved again. I mean, come on. Dio and Lemmy from Motorhead have influenced so many people in so many ways of life, myself included. The Scorpions, that's another band that should be in there. What the heck are we doing? And then tons of bands I don't even like that aren't in there, like the Boston, the Foreigner, the Styx, the Kansas, like classic rock radio royalty there, big sellers, still touring. I mean, they should be in there. And Angie, one that isn't in there that I'm absolutely shocked. I think they've just forgotten this one. Paul McCartney and Wings are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. How could Wings, off of Back to the Egg alone, they should be in there? Just absolutely crazy. So terrible on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But here we go. We're going to list the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame members. I'm not sure who my 5 are going to be either, but we're going to have to pick 5. We're going to do ladies first, but I'm going to read through them first here for you. Angie.
Okay.
First up, the Black Crowes. I think they were up there last year, did not get selected. Now, this is nominated. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, they're in because they're nominated. That doesn't mean anything. So make note of that. Jeff Buckley, Mariah Carey. She was up last year as well.
That's crazy.
Phil Collins, Melissa Etheridge, Miss Lauryn Hill. What about the Fugees? Are they already in? Come on, what are we doing here? Billy Idol, In Excess, Iron Maiden back on the ballot once again, Joy Division / New Order, which I call shenanigans on. It's 2 separate bands. I don't care if you have some of the same members. It's 2 separate bands. You're not going to put Motorhead and the Headcat in. Come on, what are we doing? We got New Edition. How about that? Oasis. Pink. What are we doing? Sade. Sade?
I have no idea.
Shakira. Luther Vandross. Oh my gosh, it reminds me of my parents used to listen to Luther Vandross. Oh
my God, I don't even know.
Wu-Tang Clan, which of course is for the children, which means maybe they should be in. And it reminds me back to high school. There was a group of fans for our football team that were called the Wu-Tang Clan. So more you know, folks. But we get to choose 5 off this list. Angie, do you want to go first?
I can't even pick 5.
Ladies first, but I can go first if you want me to. Now, I understand all these guys aren't rock and roll related. They're all...
Let's each pick our top and then we'll go down. We'll rotate.
Oh, you just got to pick 5.
Oh, God.
I'll never remember if I don't do 5
I'll never recover. So the only people... I mean, there's so few that I actually think should be in it. So I get obviously Iron Maiden is number 1. Iron Maiden is obviously number 1.
But just because, like, obviously this isn't all rock and roll anymore. So you got to go off of what you think who deserves a Hall of Fame career, I guess.
Okay. I'm just going to start at the bottom. So I'm going Oasis, Iron Maiden, Billy Idol, Lauryn Hill, Phil Collins.
Was that 4?
That was 5.
Okay. So read them off again.
Oasis, Iron Maiden, Billy Idol, Lauryn Hill, Phil Collins.
Okay. All right. Well, that's Angie's. So I'm going to go through mine here. I'm definitely going Iron Maiden number 1. I'm not sure if they're going to get in, and I do know if Iron Maiden does get in, they're not going to go. They don't want anything to do with it. So Iron Maiden's going to be in there for me. I'm going to go Oasis. I'm not a huge Oasis guy, but obviously they've had a resurgence as of late, so I think that makes a lot of sense. Last year I picked this one. I'm going to pick it again. Billy Idol had a lot of hits in the 80s, started in the punk movement in the 70s. That makes sense for me. So I got Oasis, Iron Maiden, Billy Idol so far. Phil Collins, I am not a Phil Collins guy. I like a little bit of the Genesis stuff, Jesus, He Knows Me, that kind of stuff, but I am by no means a Phil Collins guy. But look what he did with Genesis, his solo career, then the Disney soundtracks. I mean, he played drums. He was in real bands. So Phil Collins.
We have the exact same right now.
Oh, do we?
And then my last pick was Lauryn Hill.
Well, Lauryn Hill's not going to be my pick. So
I couldn't go. I was going to do Black Crowes, but I did Lauryn Hill.
I think I'm going to go Black Crowes. I mean, if the Fugees aren't even in, how's Miss Lauryn Hill in? I don't understand that, but I don't understand either of them being in here. But I'm going Black Crowes, Phil Collins, Billy Idol, Iron Maiden, and Oasis for me. But most of those are under protest. I feel like bands like Thin Lizzy, Motorhead, Scorpions, Iron Maiden, obviously, Ron and James Dio, that would be my 5, and I'm sure I'm missing some. Paul McCartney and Wings is a slam dunk. But it is just trying to be a little bit to everybody is what this thing is. And I get it. It's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They want to put money into it. They want people to watch the telecast. They want people to go to Cleveland through it. So, hey, you throw Mariah Carey in, you're getting a little bit more people than just your die-in-the-wool Chuck Berry fans or something like that.
How many of these people will actually go in?
I think 5.
Oh, okay.
5 of them will. So we'll see. I don't know. It seems strange to me, but Dolly Parton went in. I mean, they're putting people from country. I just don't understand. And there's so many people like, the Howard Stern show, they talk about it. They don't think Iron Maiden should go in at all, which is just ridiculous to me, where they've had so many albums, such a long career, so many ticket sales, influenced so many bands across the world. That's a band that should be going in. And it's just weird how people think these things. People just vote with their favorites. They don't vote with their mind on stuff. And I don't know. It is what it is. I guess I'm guilty of that sometimes too.
Ozzy didn't go into right before he died, didn't he?
He went in a while. Yeah, I guess he did for his solo career. Black Sabbath went in, but Ozzy, 4 or 5 years ago, whatever it was. So who knows?
Who's banning this list?
I'm just shocked that Paul McCartney, a Beatle, is not in for his solo career with Wings. I mean, that feels like something they would do immediately. They want Paul McCartney there. That draws some eyes, but very, very disappointing once again. And like I said, there's the Styxes, the Foreigners, the Bostons, which I'm not even a fan of, but those do belong in there before some of these guys. I mean, Pink makes no sense to me. I mean, whatever, had a career, is very popular, sells out arenas, but she's not rock. It's just too soon. And I also think the age element needs to come into these things too, because a lot of these people they're still young. They got a long career still to go. Put them in down the road. There's a lot of bands where the members are dying off. They're getting sick. They can't do it. We saw that with Bad Company last year. They just crazy. It's just crazy. But we'll stick to it. We'll see what happens. But that's my pick again this year. That's Angie's pick again this year. I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you, Angie.
I'm shocked how close we were.
Very close. Well, great minds think alike. Something like that. So there it is, Angie. That's a deeper dive. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now we're going to turn our attention to story time with Kyle and Angie. It's time for story time with Kyle and Angie this week here, as we did mention our daughter's 15th birthday here, and I figured it'd be a great time to talk about the day she was born.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, what a story that day was. And it was a day not like any other day. Was it a Friday? What day do you think that was? No, it was a Sunday or a Saturday night is what it was. It was a Saturday night going into Sunday. So Angie, I don't know if you remember this, and feel free to chime in where you want to. I know you were laid up pretty heavy at that time. And do you remember did you go full 9 months, or what was it?
She came just a couple days early.
Yeah, she was supposed to be March 3rd, right?
Yeah.
Is what it was supposed to be. That's right. So she came about a week and a half early, something like that. Wasn't it?
Because February is a super short month, so it's only 5 days early.
That's right. So about 5 days early. So that's about right on. I think she came right where she needed to be. And do you remember the weight?
7-1.
7-1. Oh my gosh. And we'll get more into that here in a second. But Angie, do you remember that evening, how it started at all?
I remember we were going to go out with a friend.
Yep. Buddy Danny and we were going to go to a place called Daytona's. That was like a sports bar type place. And then you weren't feeling very good.
My back was hurting.
Your back was hurting. Is that what it was?
But that's a sign of labor.
Yeah.
It's like back labor.
So I said, I'll take one for the team and I'll go out and eat dinner and have fun and you just stay home. So that's what we did. So I went out with my buddy Danny, but I did bring you wings home. I got you to go order to bring home is what I did. So you didn't want to go, but you wanted the wings. So my buddy Danny and I ate that. I think we might have watched the UFC that night there, if I'm not mistaken. I think that sounds like something we would do. So we were hanging out, doing all that kind of things. And then I got you the wings to go. Do you remember which wings those were?
No.
Those will come back later, though.
Oh, God. They came back to haunt me later.
Yeah, they did. But I think it was... I want to say it was like teriyaki or Asian, or it was like an Asian something.
Yep.
And I really missed that Daytona's. They tore that down. It's not open anymore, but they had an amazing barbecue pizza that was like pepperoni, sausage, and like brisket. And it was just a very delicious pizza that I really do miss.
It's crazy that Elle choked on pizza there and I saved her life. Do you remember that?
Oh, that's true.
Like
I
a year
about
later.
that.
So like a year later.
A year later, we go there, we're eating, and
Daytona's is haunting us again.
I forgot about that. But yeah, I'm sitting there. We're sitting there as a family of 3, and you know, got little pieces of food all for Elle, and it might have been a year, a little older than that. She was easily time to eat food.
Yeah.
And she's choking, and I did one of these. and I just sat there. I like didn't know what to do. And Angie just sprung into action. She gave the old fish hook right in the mouth and reached down there, pulled out that chunk. It was amazing how quick she did it.
But I was actually CPR certified.
She was.
I went and did that.
Yeah,
so.
you need to give it to me later.
I was like...
I forgot about that, though. You swooped in. I remember just sitting there like frozen, and it was like a movie rolling in front of my face where Angie jumped out, jumped in.
I'm so cool under pressure. It's wild. Like if there's chaos around me, I'm like chill.
Yeah, except that one time I fell down and you just stepped over me.
You just freeze and I'm just going.
Yeah, it was amazing. I forgot about that.
I should be like ER doctors.
Yeah, well, there's still time. I'm sure. I'm sure. But we did go there, and I did bring you those wings home. I probably got home about, I don't know, 10:30, 11 o'clock, something like that or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember, I remember you ate the wings. You probably weren't feeling the best, but what time do you think we went to the hospital?
It couldn't have been much long after
that. I was thinking it was like midnight, 1 a.m. or something like that. So all of a sudden you said, hey, let's go. And I said, all right, I'm always ready to go. And you're like, no, to the hospital. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. So then we went to the hospital, threw in there, got the bag and everything, headed to the hospital. And it's funny, those things always happen late at night when, you know, it's hard to get a hold of anybody. So anyways, we went to the hospital there, and of course it started snowing, and there was a bit of a snowstorm that night. So the snow was falling. I was like, oh, great, here we go. Hopped in the car, went to the hospital, got there. Now, do you remember checking in or any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
I don't remember anything. Any stories from that?
Not really the checking in. I mean, we got in right away, and then...
They stuck us in a room somewhere and
checked me, and I was already, like, pretty good. I was already moving along.
You were already going. Did you take a wheelchair upstairs, I think? I feel like you did. I don't know. But anyway, so we get up there and we go up to the room, and we got our room, we settled in, and I guess we knew it was coming, right? I think we did. Mm-hmm. There was no surprise. But I remember, I think, because what time did Elle get born? So we got there, let's say around 1 o'clock. Was it like 5 a.m. or something?
5:55 a.m. she was born.
It was about 6. So we had about a 5-hour window there where I think you were huffing and puffing, trying to relax and all that stuff. And somewhere in that madness there, I was very hungry for some reason. I think it wore me out.
Well, I think I had gotten my epidural, and they
forgot.
No, that was Emma. I didn't get one with Emma.
Oh.
So with Elle, I did get an epidural.
I thought it was late or something. It didn't work.
No.
Oh.
Mine worked I think they had to do it twice.
Oh, is that what it was?
They put it in once and it wasn't really working, and then they had to like readjust it.
Yeah, I just remember that the esthetician, what's it called? Anesthesiologist, they had trouble coming.
It's like a skin person.
Every time we went, they like weren't on call. They had to come, and for Emma, they missed the mischief. You just had to do it without any drugs.
Well, I think because Emma was so fast.
I guess she's moving quick.
There's a lot of protocol. You have to like get blood work and everything before you can get it.
So you missed out on that one there.
She was already out.
But I don't know if you wanted a snack. I probably wanted a snack or whatever, and there was no vending machines or something. We didn't. Maybe I didn't have cash or change or whatever. But there was a gas station across the street from the hospital. So I said, "All right, don't have this kid. I'm going to run to the gas station really quick."
Thinking about it now, it's so weird.
I know, but I was
so weird that you really needed something.
I needed something. I just needed something to probably I was nervous, I'm sure. But I needed something. So I'm like hustling. I ran all the way down. I don't even think I took the elevator. I think I ran down the whole thing. Got to my car. And once again, it's snowing. So it was a snow going there.
And we should say my mom was there.
Not yet.
Not yet?
I don't think she was there.
You just let me alone.
Yeah, I left you alone. I left you alone. So
your parents were there?
Not yet. Nobody was there. My parents didn't come till after it was born, did they? God. After it was born.
Oh my God.
I don't think. Your mom didn't get there, or one of them didn't get there. I think it was your parents didn't get there till after Elle was born. I I think my parents got there right before, maybe. I don't know.
I think you're mixing up Elle and Emma because my mom got there really late for Emma.
I just know. I know during this portion, I was the only one there, but I remember being nervous that I was going to miss it. But I'm like, I got to run to this gas station.
Leave me alone.
So it was just across the street. So I hopped in my car, drove across the street, and I'm trying to hustle and bustle and go really fast. And I get in there and I grabbed, I think probably a Diet Mountain Dew is probably what I grabbed. And then of all things, Angie, grab it. It's right over there. I grabbed an old friend, an old favorite, Funyuns. That's what I grabbed. I grabbed a bag of Funyuns and a Diet Mountain Dew.
I can't believe I didn't divorce you after this birth.
I immediately ran back to the car, and what couldn't I find in my pockets, my pants, anything? My car keys. Totally lost my car keys. I was in such a filibuster.
I think you were like in shock or something.
I was all messed up. So somehow I lost. I'm like, what? And I go back in. Did I leave them up on the counter? Did I leave them here? I walked the store, walked everything. Well, obviously I lost them somewhere between the parking lot and the car, and it snowed like crazy, but it was powdery snow. It was lost in the snow somewhere. I could not find it. It was light snow, but it was coming down fast, so it was covered. I couldn't find it. Here it is, like 2:30 in the morning. I'm looking around, and it's a sketchy area.
Did
it's
we
downtown.
ever find them?
Never found the car keys. So I'm like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? And I'm looking, I can see across the busy street up there. There's the building. We're on like the whatever floor, and I'm looking up there. They are there. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I just left my car there and I sprinted through the snow all the way back across the busy street into the hotel or the hospital, through the whole thing. Absolute fiasco. I come running up there. I'm out of breath. I did not miss anything. Can you imagine if I would have missed the birth of the kid? Long story short, never found the keys. Called there. Did anybody find any keys? They're like, no, they didn't even care. It was just a rundown gas station. They could care less. And then somehow I got back home, eventually got my second set of keys to get my car, that whole rigmarole. But anyways, got up there and I immediately got in the seat by you and held your hand a little bit. And then I dove into the Funyuns and I just sat there and I stared at you eating the Funyuns. And what did you think about that Funyun experience?
Oh, it's horrible.
It was not fun for Angie, as to this day, she has PTSD about Funyuns. You got so mad at me. You looked at me. I remember saying, get these Funyuns out of here. And I couldn't even finish them.
I was so nauseous. And
you were.
Finding out now, it was because of my epidural.
Oh,
it made me so nauseous then.
Well, and what did you do with your wings? You puked your wings all up.
I puked all over myself.
Oh, and I said,
and that didn't smell.
I said, nurse. I said, I would help you, but we're paying for this. I said, nurse, get in here, clean her up.
She goes, oh, honey, what'd you do to yourself?
Yeah. Poor Angie puked up her chicken wings.
And because I was so numb, I couldn't get myself. I tried so hard to get myself off the bed, and I kind of just puked in my hair and off my one arm. So luckily it wasn't like all over me. It was kind of like
your beautiful hair. Oh
my god.
And I said, let's get you out of this. I said, let's get you out of this top. I said, let's get you out of this top, honey. That's what I said. And it just gave you a massage. But you were so angry about these Funyuns. I'm like, I was like, you just need to chill out. I'm just trying to eat some Funyuns here. I'm trying to drink my Diet Dew. I'm just trying to take in the show. This is a first time experience for me. Show. I was like, you just do you, I'll do me.
God, it was like a Fulci in there.
It was crazy in there. But it's funny is all these years later, our daughter Elle, one of her absolute favorite chips and snacks is Funyuns. Hence this bag of Funyuns we have here. Elle loves Funyuns. So is there
She was born into the world. World.
I was going to get to that. We actually caught her. She was so slippery coming out. I caught her in the Funyuns bag, which was wild. And she had the Funyun dust all over her. But I'll never forget just the look you gave me of just pure terror. It was like a Fulci movie. It was like Demonia all over again with one of these nuns. But you were like, get these Funyuns out of here. You were so over the smell of Funyuns, and I don't get it. It's a beautiful smell, those Funyuns. But
oh my god, not when you're nauseous.
That's my biggest memory of the whole thing. You turning against me and my bag of Funyuns. What did I do wrong? What did I do? Tell me where I did wrong.
It was karma. You lost your keys and everything.
Lost my keys, and then karma was on my work. It was a company car, so it wasn't so bad for me. But then a few hours later, you had Elle. Mm-hmm. And all was right in the world, and we became a family of 3.
I wish I remembered more about it, but it's like you go into such shock. Like, do you remember like me delivering her? I just remember that mirror. This is so TMI. Oh, yeah. But I used a mirror so I could like see what I was doing, and like the way it like her can't unsee that. You can't unsee that. Just totally blown out.
You were a champ though. You came out of it okay.
It's so crazy.
I remember that kind of like a Fulci movie. Once again, they asked me if I wanted to cut the cord, and I said, "Can I use my teeth?" And the lady looked at me. The nurse looked at me like, "What?" And I said, "All right, I guess I'll use these scissors." And I got a good cut, I think. Mm-hmm. There was no like issues with that. She's got a
cute little belly button.
Yeah, it was all thanks to me. But I remember that portion. I remember just being in shock. And, they come out looking all gross and they cleaned her off and all that. And then you took her and I said, well, I'm going to go get another bag of Funyuns now. And I ran back over. No.
Elle came out asking for Funyuns.
She came out asking for Funyuns. But yeah, it was a wild time. And how about you were in there for like a day or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I don't think there was no problems or anything. They let us come home and all that. We were all ready to go. And I do remember being a little irked because this was early Sunday morning at like 5 a.m. Sunday morning or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I remember I had to leave because you didn't get out till Monday afternoon, I think, or something like that. And I had to leave Monday morning. I was off, but I had to go do payroll because I had 80 employees. If I'm the only one that knows how to do payroll, I had to leave the hospital to go do payroll. I'm like, they're going to be pitchfork out front of my house if I don't do payroll. And it was, before the times you could do stuff on your phone and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So I had to get to my computer, but I was like, I can't believe it. I'm off for this and I have to go all the way back home to do this. And I had to worry about getting payroll done and doing that. And then the people, hey, you forgot to put your pay in. Like, if you don't care, I shouldn't care. But that was a whole fiasco too. But then I think somewhere in there, somebody must have took me home, probably my dad, because I needed a key. And then I brought back home and had to get my car from there. It was a whole fiasco.
Plus, we still had all our dogs. I don't know how many we had. But
we had 3 dogs, I'm sure, but they were locked up. I mean, they lived okay. They're all right. I'm sure my parents probably went over. They didn't live too far, so I'm sure they let them out. I don't remember that aspect of the story, but we became a family of 3, and it was just a wild time ever since. And now here we are 15 years later.
That's crazy.
Can't believe it. Can't believe it.
My vagina's never looked better.
Let's go. Let's see. Put it to the test. Put it to the test. Let's see it. Yep, it is. It's true. It's true. It's like brand new. Brand new. Looking good. Looking good, Angie. Looking good. Of course, get the mirror out again. Let's do it for old time's sake. But there it is. But you never know. Maybe one more?
No
more kids. No. We had 2 double children. We don't need 3rd.
We can't be outnumbered.
Oh, that'd be terrible. Oh, it'd be hard. Hard work. But we'd have built-in babysitters, which would be nice.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. But there it is, Angie. That's a little story time with Kyle 15 years ago. Can't believe it. A lot of milestones since. So there it is. But Angie, now it's time for your favorite part. A little delayed this week. It's time to try new foods because they might taste good. Brought to you by Deutsch Snacking Dough. Use the link in the description below. Save yourself 20%. Gotta get the deal out there.
We can try a little bit of this and a little bit of that. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. We gotta try new food because they
All right, Angie, it's time to try new foods because they might taste good. And we're getting backed up over here with all these all these foods we got going on. So we've got to knock a few out. So we're gonna do a little extra today. We got 3 different bags of chips, we'll call it, is what we're going to do. Next week, we might have to do 3 more of the candy cookie variety, as we got to get back on pace here. We can't let this stuff expire on us, Angie. That's what we can't do. So here we go. Let's try the name brand stuff first, the stuff that people might be able to find. What do we got?
We got Lay's. We got Sweet Southern Heat barbecue.
Sounds pretty good. I like a barbecue chip.
And then a salted caramel.
Salted caramel, left over from the holidays here.
Yes.
So we're going to try these. Should we go the caramel first?
Yeah, this might be a little expired.
What do we got here? 150 calories.
For 15 chips.
15 chips. I don't know if I'm going to like cinnamon and sugar in my Lay's chips.
I have a feeling these are going to be rat snacks.
Yeah, that's the nice thing is we have these rats and they'll eat anything. So anything we don't like, we'll give it to the rats. Oh, have you washed your hands lately?
Yes.
We just had the mirror out. We were just checking your...
my labia.
It was beautiful, though. Very good smelling box. I can barely smell. But I do smell the cinnamon on this.
Well, it's sweet, yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Nope.
Really, I have a lot of flavor to it, though.
Really is. Nope. Not for me at all.
I just don't. Yeah.
I don't
want my sweet separate and I want my savory separate.
I don't even mind some of that kind of stuff, but it's like too caramely. But
it is salted caramel. It tastes exactly like what it says.
It does. It tastes exactly what it is, but it just doesn't go with the chip texture. Yeah. Is where the problem is. Chips are fine by themselves. That seasoning is fine on other things, but just not a potato chip for me. I had a feeling I wouldn't like that one.
It'd be better if it's maybe on like a ruffle or something, like a different type of chip.
I don't know. Out of 5, I'm going a 1. What are you doing?
Yeah.
1.
It's too weird.
No. Rats will love it, though. Now we're going to sweet heat. Now, I love a good barbecue chip.
I'm excited about this one.
I love a barbecue chip, so I don't get any problems with this one. How many calories?
Not the same. You get 17 chips for $1.50.
Oh, so we
a
like
little
that
less.
better. I don't smell anything.
It smells like barbecue. So I'm guessing.
Sweet Southern Heat barbecue.
Hoping we get a little kick.
I don't know.
Ready?
Let's see. I need to try 2.
Yeah. It definitely has a little kick. But not crazy.
It does have a kick on the back end, so it's got some spice to it. A good spice.
It really doesn't taste.
I can see you dunking this in some cottage cheese.
It just tastes like the regular barbecue, but spicy.
It does. It tastes
Like, I
like a
don't get, like, a
spicier
sweet-
barbecue. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you do get a sweet. But it tastes just like the barbecue chip. But hot. It's spicy.
Way better than the caramel
Way
one.
better.
Yeah, I can see Angie dunking this in cottage cheese. She loves cottage cheese dunking stuff in.
I just love a kettle chip or like a ruffle versus these.
Ruffles have ridges. I only like them if I'm dipping them in the dip, but I don't like them just plain, any
I
kind.
like a chip with like more crunch.
Yeah, I don't know. I do like a kettle chip though, so I prefer that. So out of 5, what are we going to do with that one?
3.5.
3.5. I'm going to go a 3 out of 5. Just a good standard barbecue with a little extra heat. So if you think barbecue lays aren't good enough for you, it's got just a hair more heat to it. So that's not a bad thing. What?
I was going to say, I don't even think it says it's limited edition.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got a new lower price though. Watch out. But then we got the wild card here that Angie said we shouldn't even try. I got this on a trip to Walmart. It was $1 in the clearance bin. I said, you know what? I'll try this. We've had it forever. It expires in 3 days. So I said, we should probably do this one.
Oh my God.
Most likely the rats will end up eating it, but it
You're
is
going to kill them.
good eating hot puffs.
Surprisingly plant-based.
So it is plant-based. So a lot of people eating plant-based stuff here. This
Well,
Angie,
wouldn't you expect it to be plant-based?
how do you feel about plant-based stuff? You're more of a meat eater. You like suckling on some meat every once in a while. Just meat in your face.
I just like some real protein.
Yeah, you do. You like some, and you like it liquid. So 150 calories, 5
Jeez.
puffs. I don't know. So I have no idea. I have no idea what we're getting ourselves into with this one here.
Did we?
Oh my gosh! How do you open it? It's like,
I'm gonna have to bite it. Here, let me use my teeth.
oh, not her teeth. You know, Angie, you're a little rough with the teeth sometimes. Let me tell you. All right, 150 calories. It's puff.
My mother-in-law always says, teeth aren't tools.
I agree. All right.
It's a very spongy puff. Like there's a lot of air in it.
It smells like the bottom of the rat cage. I don't know. Let's try it though. Plant-based. What else would it be?
Whoa. Ooh. Ew. Fucking mean like a soybean. Okay, it got better as I was chewing it, but it is hot.
It's got some serious hot on the back end.
Mm-hmm. It's got a weird texture. It's not like a puff's texture. It's almost chewier.
Yeah.
Like what tastes like that?
Styrofoam.
It's reminding me of something I've eaten before.
It does have that puff to it though, but it's a harder puff. But it could be because it's almost expired, maybe.
Ooh, I can't eat another one. That is
got
spicy.
Some spice on the back end.
But it almost. Do you think if you put it in your mouth and just like let your saliva get to it, it would like melt, like a puff would? Because it almost has too much crunch to it.
Yeah, it does.
Woo!
A lot hotter than I expected it to be. A lot hotter than those chips for sure. And I'm a guy that likes hot stuff. Some like it hot, Angie, especially when the heat is on. I don't know. Good heat. If you like hot, this is pretty good. And like it says plant-based, what would they be otherwise? Unless they use like beef tallow or something like that. I don't know what they use in those things.
There's no way for $1 they're using that high quality of ingredients.
I don't know, for $1, and they were normally $4.34 a bag. So $1, I said, I'm going to try it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's got cayenne in it.
I don't know. Good eating.
Pretty high up on the list, too.
You know, not terrible. I don't know if I could. You'd have to have a drink with these. I can even feel it a little bit of the heat in my mouth right now.
I feel like my tongue's like red.
So I don't know. Better than I expected them to be. How about you?
They're okay.
What would you do out of 5?
I'll just give me 2.
I'm going to go a very high 2.
They're making me burp already.
I'm going to go very high 2, almost a 3 on this one. Way better than I expected it to be. Very hot, but boy, I need something to drink or something with it, though. I think I could take pretty hot stuff. I like really hot stuff, but this would be a lot to eat, like a whole bowl of these.
The rats. Oh my god.
We're going to see what the rats do. We're going to see what happens to them.
Hiccups.
Giving you the hiccups? Hard times, Angie. Hard times. But there it is. We got 3 things. I would say nothing.
Salted caramel hot garbage.
Yeah, these I wouldn't. I think the barbecue is the only thing we would possibly eat again, but most likely not. So a bit of a downer this week in the try new foods because they might taste good.
The only chips we really buy is Miss Vicky's.
Miss Vicky's. I've been
She's
eating a lot of.
Girl.
I like her jalapeno chips, but I also like her spicy dill jalapeno chips. Those are pretty good too, and her barbecue are good too. So Miss Vicky, she's a real one. But
you can dip them in cottage cheese.
Frito bought Miss Vicky, so she's under the Frito umbrella now. So she's not on her own like she used to be. And that's the key for all these companies. They try to build their brand up to sell out and retire to an office somewhere or retire to an island somewhere, I mean.
She's in the Maldives or whatever.
So there you go. There you go. So that's try new foods because they might taste good. But Angie, we're almost done, but not yet. It's time for a few final thoughts. All right, Angie, it's time for a few final thoughts. And we do got a comment of the week. Not a question, but a comment of the week. But if you want to be the question or the comment of the week, put it in the YouTube comments or email the Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com. And you too could be question of the week. But JR Chapman 8515, Angie said this week, an episode of you guys switching seats and letting us all hear one of Angie's great stories would be epic. Now, do you have any great stories? You have no good stories, at least that you can tell on the podcast.
No, I have terrible memory. You know this.
Terrible memory. But I feel like if you workshopped it and you worked on it for like a week or so and you said, here's what I want, and then I'm going to go back and forth and add things, I think you could formulate a story. I feel like you could. And I could help. If I was involved, I could help along the way too.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll have to add that to the list. But Angie's she just likes to sit over here and just chime in. She doesn't like to do the prep or any of the work to get ready. She likes to try a couple of chips every once in a while, wear a sultry outfit and show off the goods.
I just show up and giggle.
Yes, she's here for the laugh. She's like a true Ed McMahon. That's right. But we'll take that under consideration. We'll try to get Angie to do a little bit more. Angie, next week is episode number 50. I feel like we got to do something special for episode 50. I don't know what that specialness could be. It's halfway to 100. I don't know. I got to figure out a good story. We got to figure out episode 50. Should be somewhat special. We got the book giveaway, of course, next week. So if you want to get that book, if you want to win it, put a comment in the comments of the YouTube or email the Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com to enter for the book. But we'll give away something else, I think, for episode 50. And I didn't even mention that when I was rolling down all this stuff, but 50 is a pretty big milestone, I think. Maybe we'll give away another book. I don't know. And then we got to give something away for the year end. Maybe we'll give the half bag of chips to somebody. You think somebody wants to finish these chips? We'll put the bag of chips. We'll put a clip on them so they're nice and fresh. But maybe we'll send those chips on to the
some
mail.
bubble wrap.
I don't know.
So they don't get all crunched.
We'll go, Angie, you can send them your mirror. Your mirror.
The mirror I used.
The mirror you used. Maybe. But we'll take it under consideration. We'll see if we can get Angie to do more. I don't know, though. She's pretty lazy. Let me tell you. Pretty lazy. And,
pretty shy.
She turns in about 7:30 at night. So she's a sleeper, too.
Just a baby.
She's just a baby. Just a baby. Except in some ways. Except
when she's not.
Except when she's not. So there it is, Angie, another episode 49, a pivotal episode in the history of the Kyle Peterson Show. But Angie, what did we learn today?
Oh, God.
What did we learn today? We're testing Angie's memory as usual. You think she lived this pretty hard. You think she'd remember it.
Elle's birthday, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yep, the notes are covered.
Spicy chips.
Spicy chips. What episode is this again?
49.
49, okay. That's all she's got, guys.
Yeah, that's all I got.
She's got dead air. I got a ton more stories, but I can't. It's been 49 episodes. I'm not sure if I told some of them or not. And I had a list, and long story short, I had my list on my work computer, and then my work computer went on the fritz, and I had to get it a whole rigmarole. Now I got a new computer coming, but I lost my list. So now it's like, did I tell the story about when I was on the radio in high school? Do you remember if I told this story? I did. So you remember that story? Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure. Did I tell the story about? I did tell that one. I was going to talk about the guy I gave the year-end review. The year-end review. Yeah. Okay. So
in the hotel room.
Oh, I haven't told that one, have I?
Yes, yeah.
Did I tell you the Drew Brees story where the guy thought he was Drew Brees or needed to? I don't know. I'll have to try to recover that.
Where it was crazy somewhere. And you went and got him to
sign, his career, and he threatened to blow the place up.
That was crazy.
So I've told a story or two. Do I got 50 more stories in me? I probably do, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But we got to come hard, Angie.
I don't have 50.
We got to come hard with episode 50.
You know, the back half, I had to come up with 50.
That should be the rule, is what it should be. But we're going to go hard at episode 50, and I'm always hard, rock hard. So I'm always ready to go. I don't know if you are, though. I don't know. We'll see. But we'll get the mirror out. We'll figure it out. We'll have Angie do some deep reflection in that mirror. But there it is, episode number 49. Angie, tell everybody goodbye.
Goodbye.
What are we gonna